Hi, everyone. I'm Christine Blanchette, the host producer of Run With It, a running, fitness, and lifestyle program. And I'm so excited to have on the show the 90-Day Divas, Jennifer Myers, Lucy Fricci, and Carol Reed. They're here today to talk about their successful businesses they're based in New Zealand. They're here to talk about their careers, their podcast, which I really love, is called the Diva Deep Dive. Say that 3 times, the Diva Dive, the Deep Dive, which I just did. And how do they balance a healthy lifestyle? So welcome. I'm just so excited. It's been a while, but we're finally here.
Yay.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I mean, this is not a first question to Jennifer, but to all of you. Maybe start with Jennifer. How did you 3 meet? How did this come about?
We've told this story so many times and we never get sick of telling it, right? So it was, as Carol likes to say, it's a business love story. And as Lucy likes to say, our eyes met across the virtual meeting room, and the rest is history. So no, it was during COVID, and the 3 of us are all part of we live in different cities in New Zealand, right? So during COVID, we're all part of something here that's a women's networking organization, and that organization put on an online networking event. So Lucy and I met online. I'd never met her in person before. And yeah, we were just kind of chatting and introducing ourselves, and she really stood out to me as somebody who was different, who had a vision, and who had energy that I wanted to be around. So it was one of those things where it's like, I need to catch up with her and have a chat one-to-one after this happens. So we did. We caught up for a meeting, and it was just like zing, 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 zing. We're so aligned with what we want to achieve, with our values. And so we decided, hey, we've got to do something together. This is just too good to pass up. This doesn't happen that often when you click with someone like that. Yes. And we got to do something together. What can we do? And so we came back together to strategize some more. And when Lucy came back to the meeting, she says, you know Carol Reed, right? And I'm like, yeah, I know of her. I haven't really gotten to know her well, but yeah, I know Carol. And Lucy said, I've known her for a while, and I just caught up with her in the interim since you and I chatted. And I told her I met you. And she said, oh, yeah, I kind of know Jen, but I haven't had a chance to really meet her. And she said, I think the 3 of us are going to be, could be a great combination with the skill sets that we have. And the 3 of us got online, and Carol and I actually got to know each other better. And oh my goodness. Yeah. The rest is history.
Yes. But so which skill set do you bring to the table? Like what is so, if I may say, unique about because you're a successful business woman and you're based in New Zealand. So, I mean, tell us, what are your special gifts?
So I'll start and then we'll flick around. So
Yes, Jennifer, please go ahead.
So I've been a business coach and a certified leadership coach through the John Maxwell companies, right? The John Maxwell International, for quite a while now. Coach for 14 years, and that's all I've ever done here. It's been a business coach and do corporate training. Originally from the States, moved here 14 years ago to New Zealand, and so that's my specialty is really strategy, communication, and leadership. And of course, communication then kind of flows into sales. So that's me.
Wonderful. Carol?
Yeah. So mine is more around the business mindset. So really going from, employee to entrepreneur, or really from that operator mindset to an owner mindset. Sometimes we can really get down on ourselves and not think as big as perhaps we'd like to, and really coming into the feelings-based approach to, using your feelings as a bit of a guide for what you need to do next. It doesn't always come from the mind. Sometimes the heart has the most wisdom. So, getting you to really, connect in with what matters to you, and give you clarity really around some of those things that you're doing. And so your show is fantastic for me because it's right up the alley of, your habits and your routines and all those sorts of things as well. Yeah. And I'm 20 years in my own business as well, kind of employing staff and, going through the ups and downs of trying to get money and looking after people and all that sort of stuff as well. Kind of, we like to say that we provide the how-to of, business, not just the sort of educated side, but actually the how-to. How can you do the next thing, and with
practical experience? We've lived it, yeah.
And then Lucy, well, she just keeps us on track, and she's the technical guru and the marketing guru, and brings us the style. She brings the style to the Divas.
Oh, well, talking about style, you're in red today. Sorry, Lucy, go ahead. Tell us about your...
It's funny. Sometimes we have green days. Today is a red day. Yeah, so definitely what we all have in common is we've all left the corporate world and started our own businesses. So we love starting businesses, and we've done it. We're not just talking, we're actually doing it. And my background is I used to be in the telecom as a marketing manager, and then I started my own business as a web designer and graphic designer. So really having that whole technical setup for businesses. What do you want to come across with? Like, what's your online presence going to look with? Is your message really going to convert? And what do you need to be online these days? Because we need to be online and constantly adapting, upgrading. So that's where I like researching and just seeing where you can take your business next.
Yes, and to strengthen numbers too, right? When like the three of you, and I love the name Diva. Like, who came up with Diva, the 90-day Divas? So Carol, you're looking, yes.
We were just joking that we feel like the Brady Bunch.
Yes.
Yeah, I did. I was like, I always want to be a diva. So I was like, come on, let's be. And we've talked really about, we're really aligned with the 90-day planning and the 90-day strategy, so really working in 90-day chunks. And so we were just brainstorming, and I like my alliterations, I like, Diva Deep Dive podcast and, all those sorts of things. I love all that sort of stuff. So when it came to 90-day Divas, it just rolled right off the tongue. And it's like, why wouldn't women want to be a diva? A diva doesn't necessarily have to have that negative connotation. It's actually about stepping into your own power, stepping into the innate ability that's inside of you, and owning it. Owning who you are and being more of who you are on a daily basis. So and now we've come up with divahood, haven't we, ladies? So we want to
join the divahood.
I love it. And I was trying to, when I was introducing, like, say that 3 times, right? It rolls. It's just you can run with it, not to show.
No pun intended.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So, Carol, let me ask you, how does it feel to be helping entrepreneurs, to get where they want to go? Because sometimes we can be so successful, but we can become more successful. We have this, but we don't know how to deal with it. How do we get the business coaching? How do we get the mindset? How do we become more technical and et cetera?
Yeah. Well, I think for me personally, I love to see those aha moments. I love to be able to create a situation where we've guided someone in a moment to a place where they're like, I've just had a revelation, or I've just had a transformation, and it can be just that fast. It's really once the cognitive, and I like to say, once the heart and the head are in alignment, that's the transformation right there. When you feel it in your heart, it's the right thing, and sometimes we forget that because we get so stuck up in here and the thinking and the thinking and the thinking, trying to mull over, a problem or a challenge or whatever. It's actually like, come back into the heart. What does your heart tell you? Or, your gut feel, or, take it to the body and decide, where is the body telling me that this is right or wrong, or, but really that journey into the heart is the one where man's biggest journey he'll ever have, is from his head to his heart. But once we're there, then that's the right way to go. Right. Okay. It resonates. So, I think that's one of the things. And we love seeing that for our clients. We love getting them to take action. We love getting them to implement, because we can have all this knowledge, but it's the applied knowledge that really, counts. And it's the little things every day. I think there was a good analogy I was reading recently about, if you want to chop down a tree, you take your axe and, you hit it 5 times a day, every day, and eventually that tree will fall, So it's just those little things each day that you're doing. And sometimes those little things that you're doing that you really don't need to be doing or are not serving you that you're doing that you need to take out as well. So, yeah, I think that's what, we're just great at that because the three of us spin off each other. We help the client as well in those different areas. So when they've got a challenge with, their sales or their leadership or, having those tough conversations, or they need to do something more with their social media, or they need to think about their branding and how they're communicating, we've each got our different areas that we can really provide that in-depth knowledge for them. And I think that's the real difference that we provide. That's our unique, ability that we bring. They're getting the three for the price of one at the end of the day.
Yeah. And you talk about heart twice, right? The heart base is I love that. Jennifer, Lucy, do you want to add?
I think one thing to add to that as well is if you're in that space of, hey, I'm successful, I've done well for myself, I know there's more, but I'm not quite sure how to access it. I'm not quite sure what to do.
Mm-hmm.
It often, we just had this conversation, it isn't often about how do I do it? It's about who do I need to get around me to help me move forward. So, it can be us, it could be someone else, it could be a copywriter, I don't know, it could be a strategic alliance that you need to build in your business to go further. But it's always around the who, not the how, because we get so stuck in the how that we don't make any progress.
Yeah, I love that.
Mm.
Lucy?
And then maybe to add on, just to sort of add on as well, it is not just the knowledge and it's also the accountability partner, having someone there that's really checking in with you every week and seeing where are you, where's your progress, what do you want to go and do next? Your cheerleaders, because we sometimes think, your friends and family can do that too. No, we really need people who are outside of your business who can give you constructive feedback and really, be there for you and cheer you on along the way.
Friends and family often aren't as supportive as they could be because they just want to keep you safe, right, Carol? So they just want to keep you safe, and often they actually hold you back because, they go, "Ooh, are you sure about that? Oh, I don't know if you should scale up like that. How's that going to look?"
Yeah. And it's that risk tolerance, isn't it? Because if they're coming, they're meaning well, they're not, they're coming from the place that they know, and that's where the who's that Jen's talking about, people that have been there and done it, people that have, taken that risk and gotten through the other side, not the naysayers that have never been in the arena, right? Battling, that's often who is around us and does tend to keep us small. So, if you are hearing this and you're thinking, I do need to take that next leap of faith, or I do need to, change my business up, then, really consider who is in your closest sphere around you and who's providing you with that bit of head fodder, that you might need to change up a bit.
Yes. It's so true. Yes, it's not enough family and friends. You need to believe in yourself, but reaching out to the 90-day divas, so you can help. The price, you get a great price. I mean, it's so, I find it so unique what you're doing. And, and I want to ask you, I'll start with Jennifer. What other services do you provide?
So aside from, a lot of freebies that we offer, we do, free challenges every now and then. We just finished something called the 9K in 9 days, which was 9,000 in 9 days. And that was just really fun. We do our podcast, which is the Diva Deep Dive. But we've got really our flagship program, which is called our 90-Day Business Blueprint. And that's really something where, we work within that container of 90 days. It's a good planning time period where we can really walk our clients through the different bits of their business that need to work, right, in order to move forward. And they're pre-recorded modules, they're workbooks, they're heaps of resources that people can access when they jump into the program. And then we come together once a week, right? You get all three of us on open Q&A, ask anything you want about wherever you're at within the modules, within your business. And it's really, really powerful when you get brains around the table to work on your question or your issue. So that's a big piece of what we do.
I love it. all three of you come on, and that's great. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And those Q&As are so valuable because, you might not be at the point where someone else is, but someone asks a question for you that actually resonates for you, towards the end of the week or something, so, you're thinking, oh, maybe I don't, you're listening to that and thinking, well, that's interesting. And then something comes up at the end of the week. Hey, we covered that. That's a bit crazy. We covered that, earlier in the week, and now I'm facing this and I've already got the tools in my back pocket to, deal with it. So, you're paying for speed. When you're coming through with a coach, you're paying for speed. That's what you're paying for at the end of the day. And so you're either going to decide, I want to start really running, or actually I'm okay just plodding along, one foot in front of the other. And it's okay too if you're someone that wants to do that. That's probably we're probably not for you, because we're about the action and we're about the, let's really move the needle in your business so you can go where you want to go to and enjoy the ride as well, that you can really enjoy the ride, not just going for that, destination, enjoy the journey.
Yeah, that's great. The journey, because it is, sometimes it's not about getting to the finish line, but enjoying the process. And that is, yes, love it. Lucy, did you want to add? I'm looking down, like I'm thinking the Brady Bunch now. I got these.
So many good points. I guess what's another thing is that comes to mind is, we always think we need to do it ourselves, or you're running a business and you decided to run it, so you need to do it the hard way. It needs to be, you feel like you can't go and get the help. So I really invite every entrepreneur who's running their own business, really reach out and get some advice, some inputs. It might just be one or two calls, but you never know. Like, I think let that pride also be, and go and ask for help. It can be sometimes the hardest question to do, knowing that we've all been, and
being a CEO and being in that position of running a business can be very lonely, because you can't really talk to your employees about the struggles you're having. You can't really, you may have a leadership team or a management team who support you, and while you can kind of talk to them, you still can't just be yourself and be raw and real and talk to them about what's going on, behind your closed office door that you're struggling with. So being able to come someplace where, we're not emotionally attached to your business is a totally different thing. Someone who's totally objective and can say, you know what, if I were in your shoes at this moment, this is what I might try. Have you tried that? What do you think? And it's just so nice to get that outside insight.
That's wonderful. You have all three of us such a lot of experience. I don't even want to add up all the amount of experience you have.
It's a lot.
Yes. So tell us about your podcast. Like, I've been on as a guest and I'm so thankful. So thank you for having me. So tell our viewers and listeners.
Cool.
About the Diva Deep,
or anyone, could be Jennifer.
the Diva Deep Dive. So our idea behind the Diva, like when we first started, we just used to talk, the three of us, and that was awesome. I mean, the three of us talking together, we would riff off each other. We would have an idea. We would bring, an idea to the table, and we would just discuss it, on our podcast. And that was our 90-day blueprint podcast that we originally started. And then as it evolved, as things evolve, and everything is evolving. So, if you're not evolving, then you're dying, right? So we need to be continually kind of evolving. And so we came to the podcast of the Diva Deep Dive, and we just thought, let's interview people from all over the world, because we want to talk to people all over the world. Our business is not constrained by, bricks and mortar. And so we can be online and we can be anywhere. Why don't we interview successful entrepreneurs from around the world and, get some hacks out of them, give them a showcase and a stage to talk on, but also provide value for our audience and create a community, because that's what we're really about too, is creating this really fantastic community of like-minded female entrepreneurs that, want to be able to share, that are in an abundance mindset, that understand that to give, is to receive, all that sort of stuff coming together. And so we created the podcast, and now we just love, because it's as much for ourselves selfishly too, right, ladies, that we learn things from other people, and we're like, oh, that's a good book, I'm reading that, or oh, that's a good thing that you've told us there, I'm going to put that in my business, so it's just that like-mindedness, and just the value that can come about from one conversation.
And what we just started doing, and that we're going to continue doing, is a mixer, an online mixer, because we've done so many interviews, we've interviewed so many people that it's like, oh my gosh, so-and-so needs to meet so-and-so, Christine needs to meet Sue or whoever. And so we're going to get you all together. And we did our first one last month, and it was our 90-Day Divas. It was the Diva Deep Dive mixer or something like that. It was a blast. Because we know you guys are all, movers and shakers, and as we are, and it's like, if we can make cool connections between you, and there can be some synergy in other places, that's a beautiful thing.
Yes. Yeah. So, Lucy, did you want to add?
Oh, I'll just go for the next question.
Okay. Well, this is the next question, which is, you're so active. And you're successful in what you do, and congratulations. And your role models, your testimonial, you're inspiring. So where I'm going with this, with that in mind, how do you balance a healthy lifestyle? So Lucy, how do you balance, or try to?
Balance is very important to me, because as a creative, I really need to make sure that I utilize my energy to best. I need to really make sure that I can't go, because I am someone who really goes, and I can burn out. So I do need to make sure I don't. So I do like I do lots of sports. So yoga is one of the things. I always put that in my calendar. I like being outside, running up the hills, going for beach walks, meeting with friends. That I do really prioritize that. And I do also work and live according to my cycle. So that's something that's really been really helpful in the last, I'd say, nearly 2 years, that really just like acknowledging, okay, where am I at in my cycle, and how much energy do I have to give? And it's made a massive impact on my life, on my body, and also the work I've been doing, and knowing what I should be doing in each phase. And it's actually amazing what your hormones really work with you, and you just need to listen to your body. And I'm definitely loving it. And also actively resting. Like, I used to never do that. And especially as an entrepreneur, you think you just need to do 24/7 all the time. And now really saying, okay, it's my bleeding phase. I'm going to just rest, and no meetings, no nothing. It's still very hard for me to do. But it's really good, because you feel the energy coming way bigger and better. So that's a real good way of balancing my life.
Well, Lucy, it's listening to your body, right? And knowing and doing that, because you want to get as much as you can. So that's just wonderful. Just listening, as I said, to your body, and following that, trying to follow a balance. Carol, you do triathlons, is that right?
I do, I do. And I only started these at 49. I'm 53 now, so I only started them. I'm 54 now, actually. Gee, I lost a year. So I only started them at 49, and it was really because they were something I kept saying I was going to do, and then I never did. And then a friend in their 30s said, well, you keep talking about it, are you going to put your money where your mouth is? And I'm like, okay, come on then. And then once I started, I was addicted to it, really, because it's that feeling of creating that goal, working towards that goal, and then getting across the finish line and completing that goal, and then resetting and going again. And I'm quite goal driven, so it just fed right into that whole piece for me. And so now I don't sort of stop. Triathlon season comes through the summer, and we're just hitting winter now in New Zealand. So I go into the duathlon, side of it. So we don't swim anymore. We just do our run and our cycle. And I find it's just having a goal for your fitness, because I found if you don't have that goal, you won't keep the commitment with yourself. That's me personally, but I found that for other people as well, that if they don't have something to work towards, whether it's a marathon or whether it's, something that they haven't tried before, pushing themselves out of their comfort zone a bit, then, you won't keep it and you'll end up sitting on the couch because there won't be anything to motivate you to keep doing it. So if it's really cold in the morning or if it's a yucky day, I've still got to get out. I've still got to do my run, or I've still got to, if it's really bad, I'll get on my floor trainer and do my cycling on my floor trainer, so but I've got to do it because, if I don't, then when I do the event, it's just not as fun because it's so painful.
The training, right? It's the training, if I may say.
And you can correlate that back to business, if you're not doing, the little things and showing up. If we weren't doing our podcast, if we weren't doing those on a regular basis, we'd have nothing to talk to our clients about. We wouldn't have something for them to look at and listen to. We wouldn't be top of mind for them. So it's all of that sort of stuff. Your marketing needs to keep on coming all the time, consistency, so that, your clients then, just hear you a little bit. They just see you a little bit. It's back to the analogy of chopping the wood, isn't it? Chopping the tree down, cut, and then eventually the tree will fall, kind of thing. So, yeah. But I do love, relaxing too, and I like to have my bookends of the day. I've been really working on them. I don't get up to an alarm now, so hit me up if you want to know how to get up in the morning without an alarm, because I do that now. But it's taken a while to get there. But now I'm a 5 a.m.er, so I sort of get up anytime between 5 and 6. Yeah.
That is so inspiring. Yeah. Listening to your body, a positive mindset. And Jennifer.
Okay, so full disclosure, I am not the healthiest of the three of us. However, I'm just in that season of my life where, you go through different seasons where, yes, I have been an exercise bunny and fit and whatnot in the past. It's just been a while since I've been very consistent about it. So hearing Carol talk about the goals, yes, it's very true. My family's heading over to Europe for a holiday in August. So nice. Yes, that is my target date for like getting out and walking more, because I know we're going to be walking while we're there. So I want to make sure that I'm not getting halfway through the day going, oh my God, guys, I can't do anymore. So getting out and doing more of that. I've got a dog who's big and energetic. So yeah, he's great to get out with. And I just love, for me, it's kind of getting out into nature. I love being outside. I don't care if it's a crappy day or if it's a sunny day. It's always beautiful here, honestly. And I know many of the people who I think you're in Vancouver, aren't you, Christine?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's another one of the places that I think is probably beautiful all the time. But yeah, getting outside, being in nature, taking walks. There's heaps of lovely, nature walks and hikes around where we live. And it's just beautiful. Reading, I really love my quiet time. I tend to be one of those extroverted people who just enjoys having people around and talking. And then I know when I'm done for the day, and I just kind of need to like step back and read and be quiet and listen to music and just chill. So yeah, that's kind of, for me right now, that's my balance. And I wake up between 5 and 6 every day, not because I necessarily want to, but kind of because I have to get the day started.
Yeah. No, I love it. Nature therapy, right, is getting out into the trails and feeling really alive. And it's whatever your chosen activity, whatever you want to do or can do is really the key to sustaining it, right? Whatever it is. I just love the outdoors too.
Yeah, I'll go out on a walk and I'll see a beauty. We have giant trees here. They're just gorgeous. And I'll see a beautiful tree off the side and I'll walk over and I'll give it a hug. Or I'll just lay my hands on it and say, wow, you're beautiful. Thank you. It's just, I don't know. I feel like such a hippie when I do that, but it's cool.
It's true. It's true.
Being grateful, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, I wanted to ask, is there anything else you'd like to add? I mean, I could talk to you all day, but it's such a great conversation we're having. But is there anything else that you would like to, to your website, information for those who would like to reach out to you, for example?
I think one of the things that last little bit, but I'm going to leave quickly. But my thing for whoever's listening is, your business is never going to outperform you as the leader of your business. So keep learning, keep accessing help, keep accessing information. That's the only way you're going to grow, right? Luce, go.
Totally. So if you feel like, hey, yeah, it's time for you to step up and grow a bit more, you can find us on 90daydivas.com, 90. And there you find all our challenges, our 90-day blueprint program. We're on all the socials as well, 90 Day Divas on Insta, Facebook. We go live on Instagram. And we've got our podcast on Spotify and iTunes. So yeah, you can
be part of the diva hood, as Carol likes to say.
Yes.
Come in and be part of the hood, baby. Come into the diva hood. I was going to say too, because your listeners are lifestyle, aware and understanding that what they're doing and looking after their health is really important. One of the things that we do, offer is providing that clarity. And sometimes when you're really clear on what it is that you want, lots of other things sink in. Lots of other things fall into place when you're really clear on your mission, on what you're trying to achieve, on your focus. And part of that then becomes, well, if I'm going to be able to, bring in the clients that I want and do the stuff I want to do, then I've got to have really good energy. So I've got to make sure I've got good routines, and all of that stuff just sinks in together. So really important to be able to, as we've talked about, have those people around you that are going to uplift you. Get people in your sphere that are going to be able to help you. I've got a personal trainer. I talk to you've got to have some of these things in there if you can, because you are important and your health and well-being is the most important thing. So if you're not taking care of you, you're going to find out soon. Well, I like to say, if you're not making time for exercise, you better make time for illness. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Well said. I mean, I so enjoyed having you on the program, and we should do this again. Part two. Stay tuned. Thank you so much. And